Good morning, good morning, good morning. I apologize, guys. I got on the news because I saw where there's a 9-year-old little boy in college I should say he's taking college classes and he's a sophomore in high school and he wants to be a pediatric neurosurgeon. I was like 9. Like, what was wrong with me? Was I useful? Like, I was pathetic at 12. If he's already 9. No, I have it set up to automatically update. So I didn't manually update, but I did manually update my iPhone this morning. And at first I thought it was going to take me past the time to go live for a second. I got nervous, but it ended up doing it quickly. And then, so I play several games on my phone to keep my brain sharp. And there's this one app where it has a bunch of mini games, and they come out every day. And then I was like, oh, I got 5 minutes. Yeah, right. I don't know what I was thinking. How is everyone this morning? I hope everybody is doing well. You had a good Monday afternoon. And a Tuesday. Mr. and I enjoyed our Tuesday. I'm not looking forward to his work picking back up, I gotta tell y'all. It's cold this morning in Georgia. Oh, I'm so sorry. I mean, I guess it's better. Good morning, Trolla. I guess it's better than being extremely hot. But do y'all remember back in the day when it was time to go back to school, we were wearing jeans and a long sleeve shirt. Now kids are going back to school, even in the north, kids are going back to school with shorts and t-shirts on. That was never the case around here. I mean, when I was growing up. Obviously, California and Florida and some of the southern states, it was different. But in the Northeast, we were wearing clothes. Now it's like the kids is going to school with their summer clothes on. Okay, enough rattling on. Like, what am I doing? Y'all didn't come here to hear me rattle. Y'all came here to hear about who we are going to talk about today. So, good morning, welcome in. If you are a member of the team, hit the daily heart me. If you are not, stick around. All that I ask, other than that, which apparently makes me a beggar, but okay. Do me a favor and tap the screen. Now, this is how I want you to tap it. I want you to keep tapping until you see the heart. Keep tapping until you see the heart's tail. And when you finish, take a break. Because the goal is to end up on the FYF, which is now the For You feed. Can anybody else hear? You guys go out, close TikTok completely and come back in. Wait, she said I restarted my phone twice and it's still... Do you guys want me to start over? I'll start over. I restarted my phone twice and it's still... Do you guys want me to start over? I'll start over. Let me know if you can hear me now. Good morning. Good morning. Okay. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Thank you. So, who are we going to discuss today? Savage Angel, Haley, Carla, J. Paul, Team Medina. She was already on this morning begging. Cody. I thought Cody wasn't coming back. I thought she was done with the app. Clearly, that's not true. D'Angelo. Good morning, Mrs. Mandy. Timothy and Timmy. Not sure if y'all were around for that yesterday. But we have Tim and Timmy. And then finally, Chase and his woman. You want me to start with Chase? I'll start with Chase. I saw that request. Well, their situation is different. Is unique, I should say. So, this is their name in their ad. For anybody who's not familiar, I always put the name and the ad. You guys can write it down and go check them out later. And I often suggest that you do so that you understand, or so that you can come to your own conclusions. I don't need you to just accept what I say and keep it pushing. I need you to watch them and figure it out for yourself. So, this is my problem. Chase is a young man. I mean, he's not a child, but he's a young man. He's able-bodied. I'm not sure if he's a little neurospicy or not. But he wants to live life. 23 and 33. Sounds about right. She, on the other hand, is comfortable where they are. In fact, if they could be even less active, she would appreciate that. Anytime he's tried to work, she gets in the way. And in her mind, it is his responsibility to take care of her grown ass. Oh yeah, she said that last night. So I've watched them multiple times. And 99% of the chat is begging him to leave her. Every single time. What do you mean, Cat Juice? Excuse you what? Thank you for the follow. Oh no, that's your name. Just follow me. Just follow you. Oh yeah. So he has been offered multiple jobs. And he's never allowed to take them. And I believe that at this point, they've become, oh, Granny Annie, you know I love that one the most. Thank you so much. They're codependent. And the age gap, I believe, plays into that. Because it's like she's his mother. and she bosses him around, and he feels like, well, I want to keep my woman happy, so I got to do stuff for her. She's not as able-bodied as he is, but she's able to take care of herself. You saw me on last night. So I've watched this, like I said, multiple times over multiple months. According to him, they've been together 2 or 3 years. And in all that time, he can't work. And he's a cutie, by the way. If he got cleaned up and put on some decent clothes, she wouldn't stand a chance with him. She wouldn't stand a chance with him. But I think he was looking for someone who could direct his path. Unfortunately, he hooked up with the wrong woman. Now, let me also be abundantly clear. I do not think, thank you, football head, I do not think that it is okay to make remarks about her appearance. Especially when it is irrelevant to anything. So one of the reasons why she's leaning into the camera this way is because she has chin hair. She suffers from PCOS, I believe. And I said it last night. If she had cancer, y'all wouldn't say anything. Y'all would be remiss to tease her. She has a medical condition. She's living outside. What do y'all expect her to do? But it seems like for some adults, when you don't like somebody, you feel like all your morality gets to go out the window. You aren't obligated to be polite. Yes, Jody, PCOS is no joke. Yes, she's 33, child. Smooth Cookie, I have never seen him be mean to her. Never, not once. Now, I'm not saying that there haven't been mean moments or that he's not mean to him, but I have never, in all the time I've seen him be mean to her. It is always the other way around. For me. Now, I don't watch them all day, every day. He also won't say like, gimme, gimme, gimme. He'll be like, if somebody wants to help, they can. Now, do I think helping them keeps them where they are? 110%. And I think there was a young lady that was like, I've been in your position. Can I help you get dinner or a place to stay? And he's like, whatever you'd like to give is fine. I'm not going to tell you how much. I'm not, just DM me and we could talk about it behind the scenes. Which is one of the most respectful scammers I've ever seen. But the problem is that they've come to rely on that instead of themselves. And in his case, because he's listening to his woman, what is he supposed to do? Oh, wow. Thank you guys. I really do appreciate your support and the gifts and the likes. It's the likes that's the most important to me. And I do like when y'all join the team. I really do. She is incredibly rude. And my problem is, because of the age gap and the authority she tries to put over on him, he acquiesces to her. Well, you've met the right one, baby girl, because I'm not acquiescing to you or anybody else. Well, Mr. gets me to acquiesce, but that's it. I've lived longer than you. I've watched people like you. And like I told her, you're going to end up by yourself if you keep it up. Because at some point, somebody's going to come along, even another homeless woman, and she's going to pour into him and tell him all the great things he can be. Or it'll be a buddy that's like, man, come with me. I got you. I'm going to make sure you're good. And she's going to lose him. Hey, Manders. And then what? And as soon as I got started, because they believe in God, so you know I'm not going to let that slide. She sat up and got out of the camera. I bet you did, boo. I bet you did. I would have got out the camera too. Because you finally met somebody who can tell you what it is without being mean, rude, talk about what you look like. I did to her what I did to... How am I forget that girl's name? I haven't seen... Oh, Bree. I had the same conversation with her. I shouldn't say same. Similar conversation with them that I had with Bree. It's time to grow up. What do you mean he has to take care of you? You're 33 years old. If you are that much of an invalid, go to the state. He has to take care of you, but you don't have to listen. You get to stomp your feet and have a tantrum and turn the music up loud because you don't want to hear what I have to say. The only reason why you don't want to hear what I have to say is because you know that I'm speaking the truth. And instead of you taking, because he was like, I have to mute you because she doesn't like being told what to do. I said, I'm not telling her what to do. I'm offering her some advice. She's going to wake up one day and find herself by herself. And of course, she'll want to blame TikTok and say TikTok did it because y'all kept telling him to leave me. And he should. Good morning. Good morning, Scammer Alert. And he should. Again, she doesn't care that they're on the street with nothing. Absolutely, Granny Annie. When especially when I'm going in and it's my first conversation, I'm going to be as gentle as I need to be, but as strong as I need to be. I'm not going to tell you anything I wouldn't tell my own child or somebody that I cared about. Because, like we have said, this isn't to make them homeless or hungry or make them feel less than. We're here to help. And my help doesn't consist of me opening my wallet. But I will tell you what I think and what I think you should do to improve your circumstances. And I said to them, are you expecting an apartment and a car to show up miraculously? While some people are fortunate enough to win the lottery, that is so far and few between. You have to do something to change your circumstances. And I gave them the gully speech. We all end up in a valley, in a gully, in the gutter, no matter where we are in life. Everybody's valley, gutter, low point is different. Some people is financial, some people is physical, some people is emotional, mental, whatever it is, we all end up there, right? It's what we did to get there. It's the situation. But the third component is what are we doing to crawl ourselves out of the valley? The longer you stay there, the taller the climb becomes. And let's be clear. The wealthy, the people who built their own wealth, let's put it that way. Do you know how many failures they had to go through to get to where what they wanted to do started to generate money? Look at Elon Musk. He's the richest man in the world. How many of his rockets have blown up? Does he come to the news and cry about it? No. He's like, well, we learned something else. We expect failure before success. Now, would he like everything to go perfectly? Of course. But that's not life. And if you let every single failure derail you, guess what? You're never going to get out of the valley. Because there could be failure after failure after failure before you get there. Look at the people who have overcome an addiction. Many of them will tell you it didn't work the first, second, or third time. But if they stayed stuck in what didn't work, guess what happens? They never make it to the fourth time where they are successful. It took you 7 times? I believe it. So when I was in their box, I not only was telling him, young man, you got to do what you have to do. You don't have, he's 23 years old. He could go to the military. He could go to college and live on campus. And leave her lazy ass right where she is. And let me just explain something to you. She'll find another man. She'll find another one. Because she's interested in being taken care of in the way she wants. She doesn't care about progress. She says that they're on a housing wait list, and she's going to be okay with that. Imagine who that young man could turn into if he got a swift kick up his butt, got up and did something. For all of the issues I have with Cody, one of her sons wants to be a landscaper. She spent the summer taking him around cutting grass for the neighbors. At least she's teaching the kids a work ethic, even if she don't have one. Him betting on a music career, sir. Again, do you know how many talented people are out there that can't get, and you damn sure ain't gonna be able to take her with you, because people who are successful work hard. Daisy Mae, that's amazing. And I'm sorry, but I don't want to call it my fear for her, but what she should fear is that one day he wakes up and realizes it and he's out. Again, Trolla, with what miracle? What miracle? You think her tour bus is going to pass by you where you're laying on the ground behind a building? Alley Cat 110%. So I said, listen, like I'm not wasting my breath. I said everything that I needed to say, right? And I'm willing to talk to him more because he was actually listening. And at one point he turned to her and was like, why can't you take her advice? And she grumbled something, I don't even know what, because I was leaving the box. And when you're leaving the box, you miss a couple of seconds. That is what he looks like, questioning his life choices. And whatever she grumbled, he was like, fine, I'll talk to you about it later. And I'm sure if he did bring it up, he got the same grumble, the same, I don't want to talk about it, and who is she, and why are you listening to her? She's a stranger. I'm sure she gaslit him into silence. But they like, let me not say they, she likes the hate comments, not because it makes her feel good, but because it makes other people feel sorry for her. And then she gets to whine and complain and act devastated. And he's there to hold her hand. Good morning, princess. Let me tell you, I hope he wakes up. And I don't care if it happens because I talked to him or 35 other people talked to him. At some point, I hope he wakes up and realizes his life could be different. And if he stays, it's going to take even longer to get better. But you guys, go check out God's Child. And he's funny too. Like, I don't know how he ended up here, but it's giving very much Kristen and her man. Who, by the way, they keep soft launching themselves back together. And all I have to ask the people who keep supporting Kristen, how do you feel now? How do you feel now that she gaslit you, manipulated you, got money out of you, claiming she was running from her abuser, and yet they're right back together? That's funny, Christina. How do y'all feel? Or do you push those feelings down and say, I'm her friend, I'm going to support her choices? You're doing more than supporting her choices. You're supporting her lies, her deception. You're paying her to lie to you. Y'all realize that, right? You are paying Christina to lie to you. Putting her in hotels to lie to you. I thought she was going in a program that was going to help her. Have we been to the doctor yet? I understand not wanting to grow old alone. I even understand what as expensive as nursing homes are now and the fact that they're taking Medicaid away from senior citizens around the country. I understand you even wanting a younger man because he can take care of you. But if you stunt his ability to become mature, you're going to be taking care of him. Forget him taking care of you. You're going to be taking care of him. Or he's going to reach the age of maturity where he realizes that you are the weight around his neck. He's going to go and be with someone who's younger, exciting, wants to do things and go places. But they stifle them because they don't want them to see that there's a world out there for them to explore. So they prevent them from doing anything that could introduce them to another life. I don't want you to go to work because if you do, then you might work with some young women who are going to invite you out or going to say, why don't you come over? We're having a cookout, or we have an extra ticket to a concert. Would you like to come? That is why they stifle them. Go to school? Absolutely not. Get a driver's license? No. Because it provides you with some independence. Young man, please wake up. 33 and 23, Trolla said. Her being 33. They were not private, but they may be now. Brandy, I agree. But as long as she's stubborn, as long as she keeps lying to him, saying she doesn't like to be told what to do, this is the thing. Ma'am, if you don't want to be told what to do, then get up and do what you know you're supposed to do. You've been around long enough. You know what you're supposed to do. PCOS doesn't stop you from living, it makes it harder. I will ghost you. I agree because they become codependent. Is it that he wonders if he leaves her? Like leaving her is scary. Cause at least with her he's not alone. At least with her he has somebody by his side. And of course they have a dog. Of course they do. And she gaslights him by saying, "Oh, I had a nightmare that something happened to you and to my dog, and I wouldn't know what to do." Now, don't get me wrong. Nightmares are painful because they feel real. It's usually when you're in your lightest sleep, so that sometimes you wake up and you remember it. My husband that passed away, I never dreamed him being gone. I always dreamed that he left me for another woman and that the funeral was so that he could leave me. Like, really? Would you like to get a box? Because I'd love to hear your experience. All you got to do is request. And I understand. Okay, yes. Hit the request button. Wait, okay, there you go.
I just woke up. Give me a moment.
No problem. I know I am a very early
I
riser.
used to be his mod, and he will constantly cheat on his wife. He would message me and other guys saying they're beautiful. I will leave my wife for you in a heartbeat. She's nothing but a, and starts cussing her, calling her names. He
Mm-hmm.
doesn't want to work. He has Now he has back issues and a knee problem. He wants that handout. I got in his life one time with this other girl, and I just let him have it. Like, I'm at the point I didn't care. I called him out on all his lies.
Mm?
Don't believe a single word in this dude's life.
Wow.
There's a church 3 miles. He said he's been calling churches for help. I was like, you have to go up there. They give out free food. They can help you. He won't do it because of his knee, supposedly.
What?
Yep. But yet he rode a bike. He's like, my bike got stolen. Well, you were just riding that bike like 2 days ago. Okay. He has to pull a wagon that's like 65 pounds. Bullshit.
Wow.
And he has back problems. I have back issues. I gotta avoid surgery. I have knee issues. I still work. I was like, come up with a new excuse.
Right.
I'm like, my uncle, he has a mental disability. He just retired from McDonald's after 30 years.
Wow.
I'm like, and he worked. He wants the handouts. He wants the freebies. He wants the moolah from everybody.
Mm.
I mean, what do you want to know? I got it all.
So, do you agree or do you disagree that she's more of a problem than he is?
I think they're both the problem.
Okay.
She antagonizes him. He's doing it, but she's like, do more, more, more. And he's like, okay. She's not telling him to stop.
The fact that he's talking to women behind the scenes would make any woman feel bad.
I I feel like if he was to leave her and do it on his own, he possibly has a chance to get a job and get his life on track.
Yeah, I agree. Now that I agree on 110%.
They
But he
lived
has
with
to
her
want
parents
to.
at one point, and on live, she ended up
Can you repeat
punching him in
yourself?
the
I
head.
missed it. Can you repeat yourself? I'm sorry, I missed the
Oh,
beginning.
you're good. Before they became homeless again, they lived with her parents, and she got mad and ended up punching him in the head while he was alive.
Really?
Yes, they are very toxic for each other. Yes, Joey, she is dragging him down.
So why did they end up leaving the parents' house? Because one of the times I saw them, it was obvious they were living somewhere. Because I was watching for days in a row, and that's why I was shocked that they were homeless this time. Because the last time I saw them, they were clearly in a home, and again, people were like, "Leave her, leave her, leave her, leave her," and I was like, "Yo, he's not leaving her."
I don't know the reason they got kicked out, but my thing is her parents probably had enough of him, kicked him out, and she followed.
Mm.
That's my theory.
Mm-hmm. Because of course they're only going to see him as the one dragging her down. They're
Yep,
not going to see that she's part of the problem.
yep. And everyone's told him, you need to leave her. Y'all are
Mm-hmm.
toxic for each other. He won't listen. He stays with her because she gets that check every month. I hate to
Oh,
throw
she
that
gets a
out
social
there.
security check.
She does. He doesn't.
Ah, ah, makes so much sense now.
He's trying to. That's why he's saying he has this mental disability or whatever. I forgot what he said he had, along with his knee problem, back problem.
Okay, so he's trying to get on the social security too.
Hmm.
They
And
are
saying he's going
prepared.
for a GED. He's not going for a GED. He's not taking the steps to do the GED.
Cupcake, I believe it is a support animal to her. I don't know if it's an official support animal or if it's what she says it is.
Brian is not officially a support animal.
I figured that you'd have to go to the doctor and a psychiatrist and have them fill it out. I mean, you can do it online now, don't get me wrong, but picture her going through the effort. Well, I appreciate you for coming up. You know you are always welcome here.
Of course. I know a few people that will come in here and speak.
Oh, well, let them know because they're going to be on my list. They're going to be on the grid for a minute because I absolutely intend on staying focused
Like, it
on
got
this.
to the point, I was his mod because I thought he was a cool dude in the beginning when I first bumped
Mm-hmm.
into his life. So I became a mod. And then I wasn't mod long. And then I was in his life when he hit his wife, and that's when it went downhill for him. And I was like, just take me off mod. Because me and this other dude who had his back, even when he was in the wrong, tried to have his back, we got dissed on. Because they said we support woman abusers, and we don't.
Right.
I was in a 3-year relationship where I got abused. I don't
I'm
support that.
sorry. Yeah. Well, I mean, we feel like I can't speak for everybody, but for myself, modding is a choice. And when people continue to mod after there's obvious bad behavior, we then question, like, well, why would you still mod for somebody that you know is a bad person? That's
And it was,
always my question.
and I didn't see it. So the next day when that video, I guess technically went viral on here, I was like, nah, just go ahead and remove me from mod.
Yeah. Well, good for you for standing up for who you are as a person. Because a
So now
lot
I
of
go,
people
yeah.
love to be a mod. They will bypass all of the bad behavior to remain a mod.
hmm So now I go on his live and I'm like, that's a lie, try again. I
Good
still
for
go on his
you.
live. Like, I don't care. I'll go in there and I'm like, that's a lie, try again.
Good for
And
you.
I'm just waiting for them to block me.
Yeah, well, I might be blocked after yesterday, but I tell
Well, his
everybody you
live
can't
decides
block
who
me
gets
enough.
blocked.
Right, that's why I'm saying I'm probably blocked, but you can't block me enough. I'm always gonna be able to watch. Yes, and
Um,
it was in an abusive relationship. I am sorry.
oh, it was years ago. I overcame it. I don't care. I have not seen my abuser in like 13 years and don't really want to.
I know that's right. Good morning.
Um, but yeah, if I can get one girl in here, her name's Faded Chair. If I can get her in here, man, she'll spill it all.
Perfect. Reach out to her and you can DM me and let me know. I'm gonna follow you.
Okay.
All
I'm gonna
right,
hop off
honey.
now. I gotta get my kid up and ready for school.
Yes. Enjoy your day. Thank you so much.
Alrighty.
Okay. Enough on these two. Let's see. Who do I want to do next? Um, let's do. No, where is she? Holly Baby. Now, I'm not sure if anything in her account has changed since the last time I was there. Let me be very clear. Yes, please like the live until you feel the heart's tale. This is a screen capture of a video where she's using a filter. That's all I'm gonna say on that. Don't trust the filter face, okay? But what set me off about this miss is that in her bio, she says that she got married in August. August the 2nd, 2025. Her spouse's name is Shelly. And she will come on and do the worst performances of sadness and melancholy. And people, because they're kind, are constantly trying to make her feel better about herself, tell her to smile. People throw for her, and of course she perks up. Soon as the money starts coming in, she perks up. And there was one woman in particular battling her that I could tell was doing, I shouldn't say battling her from a kind heart, because the woman was also getting gifts, but she was pouring into her and really trying to encourage her, right? But you know, when my spidey senses go off, they're off. So she came back on, this was Monday after the live, at about 4:11 p.m. And she's like, I've gotten $12. I need another 138. Why? Because she wants to go to a hotel. Now, this is my problem. She lives with her cousin. She's not unhoused. She's not homeless. She's not struggling. But she wants a hotel room for privacy. She'd like to be alone. Oh, it was 60 last night? Yeah. When my spidey senses go off, I trust it. Let's just put it that way. I trust it. And she is an aggressive beggar. Does anyone want to help? Does anyone want to help? Every time somebody new comes in, do you want to help? Do you want to help me? And I wrote down, of course she has a dog. Now, I don't know if the dog is her or the cousins, but there was a dog, and I was like, here we go. So she's staying with her cousin, but she's upset about not having privacy. But this is what was interesting. Oh, it's not hers? Okay. What's interesting to me is whenever somebody came in the room, she muted. And she obviously stopped talking to the chat. And at first I was like, oh, she's muting because she doesn't want us to hear what's being said, because she probably isn't even going to a hotel room. She just wants the cash. And it happened 2 or 3 times, to the point where she actually got up and walked outside. Now, they have wind chimes out there. It looks like a really nice setup. She walks out there and it's like, it's so beautiful out here. My question is this: why can't you go out there and find your peace? Why do people need to send you $150 for you to have a private hotel room? Wait a minute. I missed what Heather said. Really? Well, welcome to the grid, Haley. Because how many people are here? 371? I'll give you 250. It's going to go look you up. Trust me. And of course I asked if she worked, because I'm not going to drag you immediately. I'm going to ask some questions. And she's like, no, I do not. And she went right back into, does anyone want to help? Please, does anyone want to help? Get a job. And so I typed, you are housed. You can have privacy when you can pay for it. It's a luxury. It's not a right or an expectation. When you live with someone else because you can't take care of yourself, guess what? Privacy's out the door. You live with your cousin. I'm sorry, Fiona. Quite a few people have said that. I bet you your cousin would love some privacy too, but you're there. And then people were like, I thought you just got married. Like, where's your spouse? Don't worry about it. Girl, take it out your bio then. If there is something that you don't want people to ask about, to know about, don't bring it to the app. Don't bring it to the app. They kill me where they tell you all their business and then tell you to mind your business. Make it make sense. Oh, she can't be around her because of cops being called on her? Sounds about right. And then she was like, come on, y'all. Every little bit helps get me towards the goal. You know, I was like, are you related to Beth? Because I'm side-eyeing you. And so, was she hiding the truth from us? And when whatever the cousin was saying? Like, why did you have to get up and go outside? You wanted uninterrupted whatever. And you know the last famous words. Every little bit helps. I bet it does, Hallie. Well, here she goes, y'all. If you haven't seen her before, go watch her. Ask her some questions. She's not going to like it. Natalie, it's a filter, baby. It's not her. It's a filter. Right. Even a buck. 100% she's a scammer. Who wants, and you weren't looking for a motel, you wanted a hotel. And now I'm wondering, did she want it because she wanted to meet her wife in a neutral place? I don't even know who Ashley McAdams is. But we'll be watching, Haley. We'll be watching. Oh, she's very popular on this app. Unfortunately, if you ain't a scammer, you might not come across my For You page. Oh, I thought we were done with Ash Trevino and that whole... I have tried to avoid Santos and Bree and blah, blah. I've tried to avoid that. And now she's back. Ugh. Oh, Detroit Nike is back. He needs his Airbnb. Let's talk Cody. So y'all remember, I want to say it was last week, Cody was done with TikTok. She wasn't coming back on. People weren't really helping out with the Amazon wish list. She was getting dragged for the amount, and she didn't need it. Her daughter has been gone for weeks, which I think may benefit the daughter. I know everybody would like for her to come home, but as many times as the daughter went into the hospital, in my opinion, as a non-professional, she needed a greater amount of care that could be provided in an outpatient setting. And because we know all of her business, because her mother put it out there you go. Yes, please, everybody tap until you feel the heart's tale. And if you've come in through the For You feed, let us know. So, the boys had to go to psych appointments. So she had to take them out of school early for the psych appointments. And she wanted her audience to send her money because she took the kids out of school before they got an opportunity to have lunch. So could you send money so she could feed them? Now, oh, thank you, Silent Watcher. Daisy, you always here. Stop it. Now, a couple of things. You set up the appointment, right? So, if you didn't want them to miss lunch, you're practicing. If you didn't want them to miss lunch, you couldn't have made the appointments later? Thank you, Andrea. I appreciate it. If you knew they were going to miss lunch, you couldn't bring them anything from home? No. She sees every situation as an opportunity to ask for something more. She also let us know that she wanted to cook a roast last night, but she didn't have the accoutrement. She didn't have the carrots and the onions and whatever else you would do in a roast. Right, Grammy? She sure could have. Again, why do people need to send you money for you to finish your dinner? Now, the reason why I brought up the fact that her daughter has been gone is that the daughter has been the excuse of why she can't work for forever. You see everything going on with my daughter. That's why I can't get a job, because no job is going to let me just get up and leave and blah, blah, blah. Ma'am, you act like being a single mother is some unique phenomenon only to you. I was a single mother for a long time. Now, yes, I had the help of my parents. I was incredibly blessed. You can't say you're not able-bodied because you walk everywhere. You're up early and you can stay up late. Your children aren't babies. When I was coming up, your kids would have been called latchkey kids. They'd have let themselves in. Some of them even started dinner. Why are you acting like your situation is so unique that it prevents you from doing what you need to do to give your children the lifestyle you wish for them to enjoy? And you don't even have the foresight to say, you know what, I rely on my kids having lunch in the middle of the day so that I only have to provide dinner. So I don't have a lot of lunch stuff. Now you should for the weekend, but whatever. You didn't have the foresight to say, you know what, them coming out of school that early is going to prevent them from having lunch, and I'm not going to have the money or the food to give it to them, so I need to make their appointments later in the day. Of course not. Because TikTok is an ATM, an on-demand ATM, available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, for whatever I want. So we got the kids' lunch. I'm sorry, White Sox is making an appearance. Hello, buddy. Oh, Pink Survivor, we gonna get there. All right, he just flopped in my lap. That's fine. Okay, you did the right thing, buddy. So, if you want to help her, be her guest. If you want to help me, be my guest. I bet you wish people would take you up on that. Then she said that she was going to see her daughter on the 12th. And she is hoping that somebody would send something off of the Amazon wish list so she could take it to her. What? The gaslighting, the psychological manipulation to make your chat feel responsible for bringing your daughter a gift because she is away getting the care necessary is diabolical. You want food to add to your dinner. You want them to pay for the lunch for your boys that it wasn't an emergency. It wasn't necessary. You could have made the appointments at a different time. And now you want people to buy something so that when you go see your daughter, you have a gift for her. How about everybody write her letters? How about you bring her favorite stuffy with you? Or something from home that she really liked, a blanket or something. No, I want you to spend your hard-earned money because you go to work, or your husband goes to work, or your wife goes to work, and buy something brand new so that I can show up and look like a hero. If you got a job, you could put some money aside and buy something for your daughter. You could take care of the 75 birthdays in your household. And then she wanted to let everybody know, because we got to push the Amazon wish list, that She put a pair of sneakers on there for herself, but only because somebody told her to. And that when they get the money, they're going to buy her the sneakers. I promise you they're name brand sneakers, though. But what took the cake for me... Wait, let me see. What took the cake for me is when she asked the people in the chat if they could figure out a way to share her Amazon wish list with your people, because she really wants it to get out there. Ma'am, what? You sound like Chef Carl. Send it to your friends, your family, your church members. Yeah. What? Go big or go home. She goes big and she goes home. What? You want me and the people who follow me to know about your Amazon wish list? Why? Because the people who used to fund you have quietly walked away. When you took that break, they were probably the happiest they had ever been with TikTok. Right, Penny? If you want something and it's important to you, go work for it. I am tired of people thinking that TikTok is their on-demand ATM for everything. She wants you to buy her laundry detergent. She wants you to buy her the expensive Cedar mop. She wants you to buy all of the snacks practically for half the school year. Go check out her Amazon wish list. By the way, it's over $7,000. Thank you, Karina. $7,000. And that was her go back, get ready for school Amazon wish list. There'll be another one for the next birthday party. There'll be another one for Christmas. I can't imagine the number of wish lists that are going to come out for Christmas. Zim's is probably going to be 10,000 with all the children she has. And Quay, for that matter. Like... it is turning into an ATM on demand for anything I may want. I understand. Oh, and in Haley's chat, I was like, you are going to send money for someone to go to a hotel room when there are homeless veterans probably in your community. Get them a hotel room. This woman has a place to lay her head. Shout out to all the veterans. You want to help somebody get a hotel room? Go find a veteran in your community. Go find a single mother with her children in the community. You want to put her in a hotel room to be comfortable? To have some imaginary privacy? If you're going to spend the money that most of y'all don't even have because you have to wait to get paid to have anything, which means you don't have extra money. You are literally taking from your need to give to somebody else's want. But you'd rather give it to somebody who just wants the money. Let me tell y'all something. Y'all might not have heard of this, and my niece put me on to this. But there is a woman who was receiving psychological care and decided that because her psychiatrist or therapist, I'm not really sure which one he is, was listening to her intently, was asking her questions about herself, she felt like they were falling in love with each other, right? And she brought it to the app, and it was very clear that the provider was very clear about boundaries. It was 100% professional, and clearly this woman has a problem, right? Do you know that there are thousands of women propping her up? Sending her gifts, sending her money, allowing her to live in her delusion? Like, do y'all really need friends that bad? Do y'all really need to connect with somebody so badly that you are propping up a woman who is clearly delusional? It's so much so that she can do sub chat only lives. Good morning, Guardians of Valor. You need to prop up a delusional. Like, what do you get out of that? I can't remember her name. She's not a scammer, but she's delusional. And she still believes, even though he had to terminate her because it was too weird, she still believes that they are together, that he was in love with her. That is why it might be Kendra no, it's Kendra. It's Kendra because somebody said to her, "Have you met the other Kendra?" Her name is Kendra. She still thinks they were falling in love with each other. Girl, do you know that the therapist is a professional that gets paid to listen to you? He wasn't paying extra attention. The fact that you thought the therapist was falling in love with you, or psychiatrist, again, I'm not really sure which one it was, because he was paying attention, ma'am, who you been dealing with up to this point? I don't know what they find in them, but they need a new hobby because, come on now. Yup, they were dates in her mind. I was like, what? Anyway, so all that, I'm not going to be here anymore. I'm sick of getting talked about because I asked for help. Rattle, rattle, rattle. Hold on a second. I'm not saying that it's not uncommon. I do know that there's a huge problem. It's so much a problem that they actually have ethic lessons around not becoming so involved and connected to your clients that it veers into an uncomfortable set of circumstances. What is weird to me is that she came and told the story. Everybody found it weird, and yet she found a community of people who support her in her delusion. That's the part that's weird to me. Not that it happened, but that they're propping her up. What could she possibly say that y'all want to subscribe to? Erica, please don't be gullible, honey. Start asking questions. I don't care if you believe the story. Start asking questions. I see you, Karina. It wouldn't matter to me if it was $10,000. The fact that the original was $7,000 is enough for me. Since he's on, and I'm sure people are going to run and be like, she's talking about you. Let's talk about this one. So, it's another, are y'all delusional? Why are you propping up this grown, able-bodied man paying his way through life? And again, let me say it. I wouldn't trade anything to be you. I don't care how much you get in gifts, how much you get to your payment apps. There is no way that I would want a life where I'm unsure of, am I going to eat today? You act bold and brash like, don't y'all wish y'all could be me, that you could come live and you're going to get taken care of? No. No. Because aren't you in fear that it's going to go away? The other thing that gets me is he's racist and prejudiced for against everybody. Okay? Let me be clear. What you look like, what race you are, what country you come from, he has a problem with it. If you're not an American, and I mean black or white, let's be clear, he's going to talk about you. If you are an American, if you're white, you can't be there. If you're a black woman, you're no more a use than a dog. And yet, these exact communities mod for him. These exact communities fund his lifestyle. You only have to call me no better use than a dog one time. And they not only enable him financially, but they mod for him. They give him their payment apps to use. Do you really think that you're special because he does that? Because the moment you're no longer useful, you go into the same category as everybody else. Is him saying your name that important that you lose all your pride? What happened to women standing up for women? Every time I turn around, that's what they say about us. But you will support a man who disrespects women every single day. A man that doesn't want you. You may think, well, it's just $25 for me. Over and over and over and over again. But it only takes a few of you. But what cracks me up is when the scammer has to face real life. And it seems like recently it's been happening to a lot of them. Carrie's payment apps have all been knocked off because of her shenanigans. Yeah, now it's an Airbnb. All of last year he was in a motel, but now he feels like his people need to keep him upgraded. She's back. Even her brother's CA got taken out. So she had to find somebody else in the community to launder her money through. J. Paul, who I'm going to talk about in a little bit. And part of my problem with J. Paul's story is that it doesn't make sense. The scam audacity. I gotta write that down. Oh, we gotta write that down. I love when y'all come up with stuff. And so his thing was that he went to DoorDash his food, and lo and behold, his account went into the negative, so they had to take the money that you sent. Now, dig here. If you can't keep track of your spending, and I done already sent you the money so you can eat, I'm going to send more? And somebody was like, said something about his account being negative, and he was like, it's not negative, it's zero. As if that was a flex. Good morning to everybody coming in. You being at zero is a flex? Again, And somebody said it. I don't know if it was in another live or whatever, but somebody was like, we need somebody to do a study of how scammers keep an audience. I know sometimes they do it because they think that they're hurting us, or they're proving to us that they can do what they want with their money. The whole time getting played by the scammer. They don't care why you doing it. Oh, Granny Annie, it's always going to be what he wants. He don't DoorDash groceries. He used to at least get groceries in his apartment and cook for himself. Now it's all DoorDash every meal. It's keep me in this Airbnb. I bet you there are people sending him money that's never even been in an Airbnb themselves. That's the part that gets me. You're sending him money so he could DoorDash, and you're doing budget meals all week. And it actually breaks my heart when I see people say things like, when I get paid next Friday, I got you. But they don't have to get themselves. There's no Airbnb. Oh, I know some people believe that this is his sister's house, right? And that she's away. Right, Kelly. And then got more because the 25 got taken away. Oh, they think he's in Section 8 housing? I don't know. But guess what? The enablers, why don't you find out? Just because he will stand outside all night long means what? My question is this. He doesn't ask you for clothes. He stopped asking you for alcohol. But he always has fashionable, the latest and greatest. And he also always has smoke. But according to him, somebody go watch Team Medina and let me know what she's begging for this morning. I got a little tea on her too. How do you always have those things, but you don't have no money? I don't watch Jeff Murray. Sorry. He's one of the people I can't watch. There are some of them. I know I watch a lot of them, but there are some of them that are just beyond me. Somebody else is going to have to bring them up because I'm not. I can't watch him. Hey, Chill. Good morning. Good morning to anybody that has come in that I didn't acknowledge. Yeah, tell her she's still on the grid this morning. Oh, I don't know when she's going to come off. She said something real funny yesterday. At what point are people going to let him figure out how to handle his own life? And again, what is so destructive about it all is that if you needed something, he would tell you to go figure it out. He wouldn't beg for you to eat. What did he say the other day? I don't need a job. You go to work. I don't need a job. What do you mean? The people sending you the money are not independently wealthy. They go to work every day. And again, what is the flex that you take care of a grown, able-bodied man? This is what's also funny. If a man wanted to get with you and was like, listen, I don't have a job. I don't have any money for anything extra. Could I come live with you? Most of these women would tell him to kick rocks. I know, that's why I said somebody go find out what he's begging for. Oh, I believe it, Willow. You won't let a man who quote unquote loves you come stay with you while he gets himself together. So why are you doing it to a stranger? Cuz he's funny when he talks about people? If he's that funny, become a professional comedian and make your own money. Yeah, okay. Has he shown anybody proof that he's paying for an Airbnb? Of course not. Yeah, he came on pretty early. Anybody go see Team Medina? Because they're quick. They only come on when they need something. So you stay in there for 10 minutes, you're going to know everything you needed to know. I really do need people's brains examined. I really do. Because he's disrespectful to the people that look like you, and yet you support him because he is mean, rude, and nasty. To people who look like you. Wait, what? Daisy May. Always an excuse. Always an excuse. She was asking for the hotel room money yesterday. Let's go ahead and talk about her. But anyway, Detroit Nike is still at it. I haven't talked about him in some time, but DD on you, Detroit. But sir, I wish one of the black women who financially support him would come in here and explain to me why that's a good idea. You wouldn't help your brother stay in a motel because you would tell him to get up and get his ass a job. But you're going to pay for another man who doesn't want you. Oh, well, they're looking for a job, Tori. But it took us a long time to get here. But she's staying on the grid because she thought it was a good idea to call me the N-word. Because she didn't like that I was talking about her. Child, remember how Tim and Angela had a permanent spot? It could be a savior complex. Yeah, Tori. It is what it is. I don't know what her wife does, because her wife is supposed to be getting a job too. So, but let's talk about him. Since she's live and we all know she hates. By the way, anybody bringing light to her circumstances, anybody who records her lives and puts them on YouTube and TikTok, according to her words yesterday, if we keep it up, she's going to call the news. What is the news supposed to do? This is called fair use, my dear. What is the news supposed to do? Because if the news were to want the other side of the story, it might not work out for you. Because then everybody in Texas will know who you are and what you're about. That might not be a good idea. But do you, baby? Do you? You think it's a good idea to call the news? Call the news. I know she's live right now. That's why I'm talking about her. So, yesterday, she needed $10 to $15 for gas money to go to an interview. She had her sister's car, but no gas. So people gave her that. Now, when she came back, by the way, she came on with only a few minutes to get the money. You knew you had the interview. Why would you only give them like 30 minutes? Because it always needs to be a time limit. Like she said, she only has until 9:30. Everybody knows checkout everywhere is 11, but we need to give you an arbitrary time limit so you hurry up. Hold on. Funky. That was funny. So she gets the money. She goes to the interview. By the time she came back, she claims she had the interview, was drug tested, and drove all the way back to the hotel. Was it around the corner? Because that was awfully quick. But, okay. Now, Sherry clocked it on Sunday night. Because she was like, they were saying that it was the hotel room's futon. And I was like, huh? So, listen to this. She told everybody a few days ago that she needed the 75th bus ticket to get to Corpus Christi. And that she wanted to go there because someone promised them an efficiency apartment that they wouldn't have to pay for until they got on their feet. Free. Okay? Until they got on their feet. So that they wouldn't need any more daily money because they were going to be someplace, let's say it again, free until they got on their feet. You have to start thinking to yourself, I'm the problem, when you didn't last a week. What did they ask you to do that was so harmful that you had to go back to a hotel room? And now, what is this? $95 a day? A day. Echo. What's 95 times 28?
95 times 28 is 2,660.
So if they pay for her to stay for the next 4 weeks, it's over $2,000. And Allie, that depends on where you work, what state you're in. Because for some people, that's their monthly income. So you were right, Sherry. They left the free efficiency to now go to a hotel that they want other people to pay for. At some point, you have to ask yourself, you're the problem. She said, right, yeah, okay. I think they realized that it wasn't going to be easy, that it wasn't convenient, that there wasn't a TV and a coffee maker, and it wasn't as nice. So guess what? My people will pay for us to be in a hotel room. And of course, they have everybody convinced it's going to be less than a week. But this is the thing. Even when you start your job, unless you're paid every day, you're going to have to wait a week or two, or in some cases, 3. So we're looking at y'all paying for their hotel room for a month. Which is why I asked for 4 weeks from the nosy girl in the corner. But okay. So she comes back from the interview, and her very first ask was for jeans and boots. People were like, try the Goodwill. She wanted to look them up on Walmart. And then people started saying, did you get the job? Because you're already begging for work equipment and you haven't even gotten the job. Correct, Allie. It's so transparent. And she thought about it and was like, oh. So she started answering questions about the job, that she doesn't want anybody to know where she works, and then literally after saying those words said, I'm working at a refinery, okay? Now granted, I'm working at a refinery, okay? Now granted, there are a lot of refineries in Texas. But if you don't want us to know, why do you tell us? And so then people are like, are you going to be working inside or outside? Mind you, I'm silent. I don't need to ask questions because there are people are going to ask questions. And she's like, no. I'm going to be in the refrigerator the whole time. So late last night, I was talking to someone about it. And they had the same question I did. Why would a refinery have a refrigeration system? But because I'm not familiar and you know what we do, we looked it up. Now, I didn't have enough time or energy because it was late to put it together. But it is a real thing that because they have to heat up certain components so hot in order to keep it safe, they also have to have a refrigeration system. So then we looked up, does anybody work inside the refrigerator? And unequivocally, the answer was no. Now, she told her chat that they asked her, would she be inside or outside? And she said, I'm going to be working inside the refrigerator. So I don't got to worry about that. Maybe it's a newfangled refrigerator. Good morning, Ladybug. Maybe it's a newfangled refrigerator. But then we did a little bit more digging. And we found out you have to be a special technician to work on the refrigeration system. So then what's the truth, Medina? Or were you just trying to come up with answers so that you could get money? Sounds like a cool job. What's the truth? Because a quick Google search revealed the lie. Oh, thank you. But when people were like, you didn't get the job yet, why would you be buying stuff for it? She quickly shifted. I mean, rapidly. To, you know what, you guys, you're right. I'm going to wait for the phone call. But you want to know what would be nice? Let's start getting the money for tomorrow. We're going to have to pay the hotel room tomorrow before checkout. And when they were like, where's your wife? She was like, oh, she went to drop my sister's car off to my sister. And my sister's going to drive her back here. Why didn't y'all go together? Why would you just send your wife off and you came back to the hotel to jump on? To beg right away. So, again, The psychological manipulation. You know what, guys? It's like 80 people in here, and everybody sent $1. We would be almost there. And you know what, guys? I'd like to surprise my wife. Wouldn't it be cool if when she came back here, I already paid for the hotel for tomorrow? It would be so cool to surprise her. I would be like, babe, I got a surprise for you. And she would be like, what? And I would be like, I paid for the hotel already tomorrow. Girl. No, they don't have a dog. Please tell me they just borrowed a dog from somebody. So now people are going to have to pay. Oh. I guess it's easier to get a dog in the mix than it is a child. It's on the floor and has worms. No! Now we got the hotel. So wait, they didn't end with asking for the hotel money. So something happened. I'm not exactly sure what it is, but something happened. And she was clearly not at the hotel anymore. She looked like she was on somebody's front porch, back porch, deck, something, at a regular neighborhood. And when her wife noticed her background, she was like, no. Do talk only. Now, she could have put up a filter. But she ended the live to come back with the talk only screen. What was your wife afraid that people would figure out? Claudia, what was the problem? What was the problem? Why did she have to go off the live and come back in that talk only chat? And I love when she said, I'm not a scammer, I promise. Girl, your promises hold as much weight as a feather. And at one point, the chat was like, what is your wife doing? She doxed herself and the motel got called. She was booted. Oh. Right, Allie. When you need to say out loud, I'm not a scammer, I promise. Now, she may not be a scammer in the sense that she asked for a hotel room. She pays for the hotel room. But anybody who's been around me long enough knows that I created the spectrum of scamming, and you are on it 110% under multiple conditions. White lies, manipulation, leaving out details, coming on, asking for your every desire to get paid. So when they came back from the location, they needed money to eat. And when someone was like, I cooked such and such, you could come over. Well, we need an Uber to come. TikTok is not a personal loan shark where you don't have to pay them back. It is not an ATM. Hey, Judge. It is not an ATM. And again, I'm going to ask the people, why? You guys have been buying her bus ticket after bus ticket, hotel room after hotel room, food, anything they need. It's so bad that when the mother-in-law when Claudia's mother purchased her hair dye, according to you, you needed to let them know, because when she changes her hair color, you didn't want anybody to ask, well, where did you get the money for that? That shows off the rip that something isn't right. Oh, thank you. I owe you a text message. I mean a DM. I'm sorry. I'm going to send it today. Why do you have to be that clear? Because you know, like I know, like we know, that you're a scammer. No, honey. No. It has to be done in a DM. For sure. But people were like, what is your wife doing? Like, we hear about, and she's like, no. My wife is doing her part. We're 50-50. My wife is doing her part. She's looking for a job too, this, that, and the third. I think people might be tired of taking care of the two of you. We have questions. Oh, Lord. Asia, by the way, says she got a job at Walmart. Okay, Nita. I'm writing it down. So you can say what you want. I hope you are getting a job. Stop lying to people about your job. Stop asking for things before you ever even get the phone call saying you got the job. Jason, you are hilarious. I don't know where you came from, but there's nobody even knows I have a Cash App, so you can stop it. What did I get the Cash App? Be for real. Tell me where you found my Cash App. You want to tell us? You want a box so you can explain to us how you got my Cash App to send it to me? Can you show proof that you sent me a Cash App? Come on. Come on. Oh, I know. I'm going to message Truth. Come on, Jason. You want to throw something out there like that to try to make people think I'm getting money on the back end? Be for real. Where are you? Request a box. Come on, Jason. See, you don't understand that people around here know me. I keep it a buck all the time. I know y'all don't believe, but when you say something like that, somebody who's new who might come in will be like, I saw somebody say in her chat that they sent her money on CA. You think I'm going to let that slide? I know he's a troll. 100%. I know he's a troll. But I'm not letting stuff like that slide. You better be glad. I'm glad I saw it. If Jason says anything else, please mute him. You don't gotta block him because I don't care. But just mute him. Because for you to come in here and say that could set some people off. But we saw who you were, because when you got, I believe she's sick. Maggie is sick. I believe you had an opportunity to come in the box and stand on what you said. But as usual, you're a bitch ass. And you just wanted to throw something out there, hoping that you could send a ripple through the community that I accept Cash Apps on the black back end. Crystal, do me a favor. If you have a problem with somebody, don't bring it here. Go to their live, send them a DM, do whatever. I don't do beefs between people here because I want everybody to feel comfortable. Who was on in the morning? Absolutely right, Sunshine Doxy. And I just want the people who keep giving her money, I want their head examined. Why are you working every day to take care of two people who don't? Of course you can share my live with whoever you like. Oh, yeah, I saw that she was asking for money. Thank you, Linda. I saw that she was asking for money for her mother. Why don't you use some of your winnings from your battles to go take care of that? You get a check, your man gets a check, and if you let your son go to work, you might have enough money to get the things that you want. But no, you want your son to get on disability too. And as racist as your family is, I don't care if she's dancing for tips. I'm going to report her. Because for her son to say to an interracial couple that the only reason why the YT girl was with the black boy was because she wanted to feel it in her throat, tell me you have a carrot without telling me. You mad? You mad that you couldn't satisfy her? So you want to try to degrade her and him? Sir, if it don't work well, it just don't work well. If you got a job and got some insurance, maybe you could get a doctor that'll write you a prescription that'll help you out. It's not going to make it any bigger, but it'll keep it harder longer. I know they're all racist. And when you're racist, guess what? All guards are off. I'm going to maintain my morality. I'm going to remain professional. But guess what? I'll talk about you whenever and however, as long as I would like. Kiki, I've never seen you before. What would you like to discuss? It's not my fault that you can't handle it. Thank you. Thank you so much. Tell me you mad, but is that why you're racist? Did you lose a girlfriend to a black boy and that made you angry? And now you can't handle it? Or were you considered a weirdo at school and you weren't a jock, you weren't popular, and so now you hate people who are? Fix it for me. Let me know. Because children aren't born racist. They're taught to be racist. Go to any kindergarten with children from different races, they love each other. They're taught to feel, and this is the other thing. What I love is when poor people vote against their own self-interest because they think they're hurting other people. Is being racist the only thing about your life that makes you feel superior? Why would you brag that your mama had to take care of you? Again, it is is AI really screwing with y'all that you are actually backwards? You're bragging that your CA account is on 0 and not negative? That's a flex? Your mother paying for you to stay in a room is a flex? To brag about? Dig here. I don't care who sends you money. I'm trying to prevent the next person from sending you money. The people who are already in there and already delusional enough to think that their paycheck should take care of you, here's the door. I'm not talking to you. Because you clearly moved past any rational sense. What's funny though is when they get mad at each other and they're no longer talking, they'll want to come over here and reveal everything. But while you're still drinking the Kool-Aid, be my guest. Doria, if you are asking for me to join your agency, I will never. But thank you for being here. You're excited because your mama paid your bills? That's a flex? That's something an 18-year-old says. Oh my God, my mama paid my bills. Hey, now I can use my money to do whatever. But jump up and down. Have a good time. Have a good time. What's your next ask, Medina? Because we know now that your mother's paid for your room, you got something else. What's your next ask? Celebrate. You can't even celebrate that really, right? Because you're going to need food. Correct. When you grow, oh, right, Maya Angelou, food. When you grow up, the flex is being able to take care of yourself. We have become a warped society to think that the flex is that somebody else takes care of me. And I don't got to do nothing but open my mouth. I don't got to do nothing but beg on TikTok. That is not a flex. Where have we come to in life where you being able to manipulate other people to pay your way is a flex? Because they actually, I do Chase. I did him Monday. But who I watch and who I watch is what determines who I talk about. I don't know, Tooth Fairy. Maybe that's why they didn't get it, was because their gifts are suspended. That's an excellent point. Maybe that's why. Oh, I guess it's Rohaluka. Congratulations. I'm glad he's making it home too. Please thank him for his service. We appreciate current members of the military and former members. So thank you. And thank you for your service too, because I believe that families are serving along with their family members. So I appreciate you. Thank you so much. We appreciate y'all over here. You sacrifice. I believe the country owes you. We are in debt to you. And the idea that our veterans are homeless, not by choice, but by circumstance, depending on which war they were in, the fact that you know that some of them were hurt and they can't get benefits, the fact that you want to correct the U.S. Healthcare system, but you haven't fixed it for veterans, go fly a kite, okay? But we appreciate y'all over here. So it's cute that you think that your mother-in-law paying for the room is a flex, but we just gotta wait a few minutes because your next beg is on. We'll just be waiting and watching. And we'll talk about it on Friday. Since I'm the N-word, you're really gonna hate me. You're really gonna hate me. Oh, Japonica, thank your husband as well. And thank you. We appreciate y'all over here. Oh, she won't get paid back because the gifts are suspended. Let that be your flex. Let that be your flex. Happy that your mother-in-law paid the room. Be for real. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, I use this picture this way on purpose because this is how she operates. On every live, this is her. Don't look in her eyes, look down below. Oh, thank you, Undercover. I appreciate that. Right, Daisy. This is what she wants you to pay attention to. Please tap, tap, tap until you feel the heart stale. Please. Every time we change the photo. So wait. By the way, guys, I'm going to do a video. Notebook number 2 has been completed. And I bought a pretty notebook for book number 3. I'm going to do a video, though. Because I know people like to say that I listen to other people. And then I come live. I promise you I don't. I literally take notes. Let's see. I just want to see how far back I gotta go. Because, you know, I don't talk about anybody the first time unless it's an obvious. Okay, well, Savage Angel has 3 children. And the father is locked up. Now, I don't know if he's the father of all the children, but she has a huge age gap between her oldest, which I think is 14, and then the younger 2, one is a toddler, one is a baby. So I don't know if that's the father to all of them or not. None of my concern. She has beautiful children, and they seem to be happy, well-adjusted, you name it. So in terms of her being a mother, I have no criticism. And we know we have some people on here who absolutely deserve the criticism they get for the way they treat their children. At first, I thought I was going to have a problem, but she corrected it quickly. So I have no words about that. Oh, thank you, Granny Annie. But she came on the other day. I could tell you exactly the day, because again, I take notes. Oops, now I'm ripping pages. Hold on. This was either... Wait. This happened on a Saturday? Yep. On Saturday, last weekend, she popped up on my FYF, low-cut shirt as usual, and said the cops showed up this morning and kicked us out. So you literally waited until you were physically evicted to leave? And at the time, her ask was for $250 for her phone bill and 1 night at a hotel. That was her ask. And she told us the plan. So her phone was off, and she actually thought it was funny that the children's father couldn't get in touch with them, and he was calling her irresponsible for letting the phone get cut off, because I guess that's his primary way of communication. And she thought it was funny. Like, I can't keep the phone on, so what? You have 3 children. Whoever has your children while you're working should be able to get in touch with you, ma'am. It is a serious thing. Oh, Missy, I'm sure it was. So she waited for the cops to show up and kick her out with her kids. They got evicted. Now, this is the plan she told all of us. She said that she only needed one night in a hotel, that she was going to go stay with her cousin, and stay with her for 2 weeks. That the client she takes care of was getting out of the hospital. She would work for them for 2 weeks, get her check, and move to North Carolina. And she said it like it was fact. So I'm like, well, okay, at least she has a plan. But spidey senses, I still jot it all down. And she said some guy kept trying to join her live, but she was like, I don't know you. Girl, you are flaunting your wares because you want men to send you money. Let's keep it a buck. Now, I am not shaming her. You are allowed to dress however you would like. But let's not be surprised that men want to talk to you. That's for A. And for B, if he was in the comments saying, how much do you need, you'd have a conversation with him, right? This is my thing. If you want to use what you got to get what you want, there's an app for that. It's not TikTok. I believe the initials are O and F. If you need the link, I'll send it to you. But TikTok isn't it, my dear. But then she'll be the same one who will be like, why are men talking to me like that? Why do they want to get in my box? Why this and why that? You are the reason why. But he couldn't get in your box, but he could send you something, though, right? Absolutely, she loves the attention. Her baby daddy was mad that their lives were being turned upside down, and she thought that was funny. Now, granted, you're in jail. You aren't helping, so how dare you have a question? But ma'am, again, stop acting like being a single mother is some newfangled thing that people haven't figured out. When you care for people and that's your job and you're good at it, you sometimes work for an agency, and if you don't, you work independently. Word tends to get around. But if you had your client go in the hospital and that's why you didn't get paid, then you needed to hustle and get a new client. Or go get a job at a bar. Or a McDonald's or something. You don't get to say, my client was in the hospital so I couldn't get paid. No. You hustle up. Oh, Penny Fairy put out a video? Let's go support that video. So I wrote that down, but I was like, it sounds like she has a plan. So at least, even though she stayed there for the last second, she has a plan, right? Okay. So I caught up with her again yesterday. Was it yesterday or Monday after the live? Hold on. It might have been Monday. I'm sorry, I'm between two books. Okay, yep, it was Monday after the live. And she was in a hotel room. And again, we are displaying our wares. Always on display is what I wrote. Now, there was a gentleman in there named Stump, and he was saying some weird stuff, but he was trying to get her to talk to him, I think, off the app, and she was acting all confused, and I was like, but if he said he was going to send you some money, that would clear it up, right? And then I wrote, why are men so desperate for attention? Like, just because you see a woman with her boobs out does not mean what you think it might mean. It might just be the way she likes to dress. But the fact that men buy used underwear tells you everything you need to know. They buy you socks, whatever. So, why am I surprised? But to be clear, she's not interested in a relationship. She's not interested in getting to know you. She's only interested in what's in your wallet and how much of it she can get. Okay? She also wants you to know she has a backup account. It's country.honey, by the way. Because this account, Savage Angel, has been discontinued multiple times. So she lets us know she needs money because she wants to feed her kids. Now, I understand that. She wants to give them a hot meal instead of the snacks and the microwave food. Because just like everybody else who has nothing, she only likes to feed her children the very best. No sugar, no preservatives. I love people who don't have jack diddly squat, but they have very expensive requirements for food. Now, I'm not knocking her for wanting to feed her children healthy. But if you brought the microwave meals full of preservatives and sugar, that was your choice. It wasn't like it was in the refrigerator waiting for you. Right, Shell. I'm going to talk about him. We still got some time. So she wanted money to take them to Applebee's. What? And this is the funny thing, right? You want to talk about how you want to feed your kids a high quality meal. The only two people that are actually going to eat are you and your 14-year-old. The toddler might gum some things and the baby might gum a couple of things, but that's not where their main nutrition should be coming from. Applebee's? Oh yeah, the whole selling your used stuff. Listen, again, I don't reject it. I don't condone it. But you can't tell me there ain't a way to make money around these parts. That's easy to do. And they don't want you to shower. Be very clear. You got to be dirty. Then she was like, well, Applebee's or Country Kitchen. She was like, Country Chicken is like a small-time Cracker Barrel. That's your version of a high-quality hot meal? Okay. Again, I love people. She said the N-word again. I'm sorry. I just saw a message. I guess while I was talking about Medina, she said the N-word again. Keep it up, boo. You will have a permanent central spot on the grid. Have at it, boo. You keep begging, I'm going to keep talking about you. Oh, she screamed it this time. Okay. Well, I hope it makes you feel better. I hope it makes you feel better because you think that word changes anything about my life. Just know that some of the people who support you are probably the same thing, or they're involved with somebody or they're married to somebody, or they have children with somebody who looks like me. I don't know why you again think that saying that word is a flex of any kind. Do you think by saying it I'm going to stop talking about you? I'm going to let that sink in. Think about it. I'm going to say the one thing that offends her and she'll leave me alone. Girl, we've just gotten started. Are you mad because I called you out because there's no job inside of the refrigerator? That's what you were telling people? Don't get mad because I can do a quick Google search and realize that you're lying. Matter of fact, I didn't even do it. It was done for me. And it was chef's kiss perfect. Because it didn't make sense. Who works, in the refrigerator all day? But no. Keep using the N-word. It fuels my passion. Dummy. Anyway, so I was surprised that she was still in the hotel needing hotel money, going back to Savage Angel. I was very surprised. One last thing. If we remember, her girl came in here and apologized for her using the word, right? This lets you know that that wasn't a mistake. That was absolutely intentional. But you want to tell me racism is dead. Okay. Absolutely, Roja. Absolutely. Anyway, I'm sorry. Back to Savage Angel. So I was surprised she was in the hotel because, 2 days before, she had a concrete plan. So I started to ask her about it. Why are you still in the hotel and not at your cousin's? Well, my cousin doesn't have room for us. I might be able to go there for a little while during the day, or she might keep the kids when I have to go to work, but I can't stay with her. Four of us can't stay in her place. But isn't that what you said the other day? I'm looking at my notes, and you were asking for only one night in the hotel because you were going to stay with your cousin for 2 weeks until you got paid. And then you were moving to North Carolina. I didn't make it up. It's what you said. And now you can't stay there? Or did you figure out that people would pay for you to stay in a hotel and that's easier for you? So now that's the plan. Then the client isn't out the hospital yet. Well, you said it like you were going to be able to go back to work the very next day. So are you literally going to ask people to pay your way until your client gets out of the hospital? You're not going to try to find another client to do? Even on a temporary basis? No, we're just going to sit in the hotel until our client gets out. Okay. And so then I was like, well, what about North Carolina? Well, I can't move to North Carolina until there's a house that's available that I can afford. Wait a minute, what? Because a couple of days ago, this was our plan. This was a sure thing. And now it's what you would like to happen. Luna, I agree. North Carolina don't want her. Now it's just what she would like to do. Now she wanted to cry about all the things her storage at 333 Storage. Hey, baby. Everybody say hi. Hi, honey bun. Her storage is due. She needs gas and care for the car and car insurance, and she has to feed the kids. I didn't tell you to have 3 children. That's not White Sox. That's my man. White Sox is behaving. Wait a minute. Why did I just say his name? His ears perked right up. He's like, you think I'm sleeping, but I'm just sitting here waiting to get on your nerves. Anyway. No, it's no problem. Because half the time I am talking about him. Anyway, you are crying to us about expenses we all have. We got car insurance, gas, electric, water, insurance, rent, mortgage, insurance on that. Why are you crying to us about your bills and your expenses while you sit in a hotel room and do nothing? Rohat, no. We don't want the misbehavior. No. We do not. It is distracting. And just so y'all, he's been good lately, right? Let me tell y'all, Sunday nights, he's acting up. When I'm talking to other people, he's acting up. The only time he's good is when Daddy is sitting right there. That's it. And his favorite toy, which is his sister Kira, is sleep. So that might be why. White Sox. Somebody said, psst, 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 psst. He heard me. He turned his ear this way. So that was from Meow. Anyway, y'all are hilarious. Anyway, the cousin can't afford to keep her there. She can't afford everything. And she wanted us to know that if you didn't send money, she'd be back in the car with her kids. But guess what she has? More than one device. Why don't you pawn a device and get your kids the hot meal you want them to have? Oh, really, Cindy? Hi, baby girl. Oh, Medina's live again. I am sure she has something she wants to beg for. Well, Savage Angel, we'll be watching. Because if your client hasn't come home yet, you need to get a job. Okay? It's nobody's responsibility to take care of you. Oh no. Next. Dang, I only got a half hour. Ma'am, you're up here not because you're doing something, okay, Sherry, not because you're doing anything different, because you are a wash, rinse, and repeat. We are in your 5th season of living in a hotel. Rose, that's a good question. But you are up here because, as far as I'm concerned, there's a lie. Oh, she's not racist? Okay, so then why do you keep using the N-word? Medina. You're just using it because you think it pisses me off? There's an entire app. Millions of us on this app. But you just want to throw it out there because you're mad at one of us. Of course she's keeping the camera off because she thinks that way we can't take pictures of her. Boo-boo. Let me show you. We got you. We got you. We even got your enablers. We got you. We got you. Don't worry. More enablers. Oh, there's a moderator. There we go. Ooh, we tried to do it in the dark. We got you. Another moderator. This is when, wherever she was, remember I was like, she's somewhere, but it's clearly not a hotel room. And then the wife said, turn it off. Yep, we got all of that. So, no problem. We got you. I'm sure you're wondering how and why. But that's in my phone. So, nobody sent it to me. I took those pictures myself. Because I want to ask the people who support you why they think it's okay. Correct, Harley. We got you. Anyway, this is my problem with J. Paul. We all know that when she gets another storyline, she uses it incessantly. Now, wait, let's go to the old notebook, because that was in the old notebook. Let me find it. On Sunday, she came begging because she was upset at Cash App. CA, I'm sorry. Because somehow they double authorized 4, hear me out now, 4 separate charges. Yeah, chill, she's working. But somehow her income is never enough. She said that they double charged her 4 separate charges. And that when she called them, they told her that they were authorization holds. Now, I told y'all that if you order from Walmart through the app, Walmart automatically charges you more in case. What do they say? In case shit happens. Like the amount of something you wanted isn't there. They have to replace it. And what they replace it with, they never replace it for less money. They always replace it with more money. Or weighted items, for instance. And it takes Walmart and Cash App 7 days to correct it. Standard, 7 days. Maybe 8 on a bad day. But she said it was 4 separate charges. Correct. I've never had it last longer. Now, I know a hotel or motel will sometimes charge you for incidentals. And if you don't use them, 7 days it comes off. She gets what? 90 days free. 90 days what? Free. Oh no, she's not in her apartment. She's still in the hotel. Right, Lewis. So suddenly, yesterday, new notebook, she needed $80 for her room. Mind you, we were at 5:30 p.m. And you want me to believe that a hotel let you stay, motel, let you stay there until 5:30 p.m. with none of the money? And she was like, oh yeah, they let me because they know that I pay. I've been here a while. 5:30? Medina says she has to move hotels again. I thought your mother-in-law just paid for it. What you mean you gotta... Well, your mother-in-law is going to have to pay it again? Because it's going to take 7 days for the hotel to refund the money. There goes your flex. I don't know if it's true or not, but it would be funny. Oh, yes, Jordan's back in the radar because now she is saying that the money they took is related to her hotel expenses. The hotel did 4 separate holds on your account? And CA told you that it was going to be 30 days, but then she corrected it because she said the gentleman at CA said, well, it could take up to 30 days. She's like, I'm not saying it's going to be 30 days, but it could take up to 30 days. How long you think Jordan is going to let this last? How long? I'm going to leave it alone because I want to go back to Medina and be like, how did people find out where you were? It wasn't us. Oh, no, she's going to use this excuse way past Wednesday. It's going to be all 30 days. Because we finally moved past the story of her getting kicked out. We moved past the story of her having to kick out the friend who probably just went back home to his mama. He probably apologized and was like, Mama, I was listening to her and I shouldn't have been and you were right. She's just that and the third. And Mama said, come on back home. I told you not to mess with that girl. She was no good, I'm sure. Sherry, how is staying off of TikTok for the rest of the day, but going live with The Voice staying off TikTok? Please make it make sense. Yeah, and her 86-year-old grandmother who's in hospice. We finally moved past those stories because now we have a brand new one. We have a brand new one that will explain why we still need you to pay $80 a day. We're going to go right past the paycheck. Right? Because they still haven't paid her back the $300. My question is this, though. When she does finally get it, are you going to stop begging every day? Because the $300 should pay for your room for at least a couple of days and buy you bags of dog food. Or why don't you just use it to buy dog food so you don't have to ask for that for the next 30 days? But no, it's not going to make a difference. I want to know what 4 transactions took place at the hotel that they would hold.
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
Did I ask her for her help? Could you? The arrears on the car payment. Oh, she don't let that go. Correct. She's like, even the lady at the front desk is surprised. Why would she matter? Who cares about her opinion? Right. She couldn't help us explain the lies. I get you, girl. I now know what you were saying. She wasn't talking to me about me. She was saying, I can't help you with that because none of that makes sense. We are in line. nosy girl in the corner. We eye to eye. Even though you only listen to me half the time. You know, there's a bunch of videos going around about children where the parents try to use gentle parenting. They're like, no, please get down. That's not safe. And the kid is looking at them like, you're right. And then they start yelling, get your ass down. And then the kid is like, do, 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 do. That's her. I could be like, can you please turn off the bedroom light? Can you please turn on the living room light? Can you please tell me such and such? Ignores me. And then I start yelling, and now we fixing things? Girl. But you can hear me when I'm not talking to you. Okay. I haven't gone crazy, y'all, but she knows me. Then she regurgitated an old story. Girl. She has brought back the story that she can't show us proof because we've called the hotel she's been in and threatened to unalive her dogs. Now, I know before people, she claimed, I can't even say I know that it's true. Why? Puppy, I got it. Why would you bring back up that people called the hotel as if that happened this time? Because from what I can see, you've been in the same place since you left. Daisy May, she don't show no proof. But of course, it's our fault. It's our fault. She can't show us proof because we would know. Now, you guys have seen me produce documents that have personal information on them. And you have seen me redact. She could take a screenshot of her CA. We already know the name of the CA, so she doesn't have to hide that. And she could show us the holds. She can blot out any other payments. She can even blot out what the name holds. But she could show it to us. Right? But no, she sits there with her supporters. Don't I always show proof? You've been here a long time. You know I show proof. And you know that people... Why are we regurgitating the calling your hotel story? Or threatening your dogs? And by the way, it wasn't threatened to unalive them. People were concerned. I just saw a video from before where people were concerned about the dogs because you could see the dogs' ribs. And she claims that they said that the dogs were healthy. There ain't no way. They might have said you got to feed them more. You got to feed them a higher quality of food, even though we've already seen where she feeds them gravy train. But no, they don't look that small anymore. But they don't take your dog the first time. They give you advice. They tell you what to do. And they may come back and look, they may not. But nobody threatened to unalive your dogs. They threatened to have them taken away because they look sickly. Right, you could. Now, I only see the one dog that clearly looks healthy. The other dog is always chilling. But she uses these stories to encourage people to send her money. Even when they're 2 years old. And I mean the stories are. Nobody's called the hotel and had you kicked out. You're in the same room. You're in the same hotel that you've been in since you left. Nobody's threatened your dogs in any way, shape, or form. But you're only doing this to get money. You want to show proof? Show proof. Show proof of the $300 hold. You can blot out everything else. But I want to see the 4 separate transactions. Jordan, I don't care about the name of the hotel. Just show the transactions. Because you told us a couple of days ago there were 4 transactions. And you said at one point that you thought it was the hotel automatically charging you. What were the 4 charges, Jordan? She hasn't even said what it is. She just said it was the hotel. They sent her a penny and threatened to pew-pew the dogs. When? When, Stephanie? She's very thin and pale. Absolutely. The only person I know that sends a penny is Penny Fairy. And I have never in all my time seen Penny Fairy threaten anyone. Never. He would never. That's like when Faye said it the other day. I'm ending my life because Penny Fairy sent me a penny and was very mean to me. Never. Yeah, I'd love to see the receipt of that. And you know, you can go into your account and change your name and send something under that name, right? Please don't tell me I sound like Faye. That's embarrassing. I know she went sub only, but she's going to come off sub only because she don't got enough subs. That's why she did that post that was like, you really get to see who your friends are. Because she just wants money. Because she's constantly needing to figure out how to get money in her bank. Get a job. So, Stephanie, somebody's going to have to show me that receipt because I don't believe it. I don't believe it. And let's be clear, we'll do anything to get money. Okay, Jupiter. Hey, K. Marie. How are you? Medina followed you back. Well, wait. Be in expectation of a request for money in the background. She followed back one of my burners too. You gotta love it. So, J. Paul, when you get paid today, because it's today, right? I guess I'm not going to see you on today, right? Absolutely, Daisy May. Don't mention her grandmother. Even though she brought her grandmother to the chat. Oh, now it's next week? So then why has she been asking for money all this week if she got paid last Wednesday? Because that would mean she got paid last Wednesday. We've been asking for money since last week. You can't even keep up with her lies. Half the time I don't even watch her anymore because it is literally wash, rinse, and repeat. But I caught that and I was like, yeah, no. Yeah, no. By the way, I think on Friday we're going to talk about liberty and justice for all. I've been watching. And I don't like what I see. Who's next? Oh, I think we only have one more. Hold on. Let me do the grid again. We did Savage Angel, Hallie. Oh, no, we got two more. Because we got Carla and Timothy Nash. Let's do Timothy. Well, Timothy added a new character. And by the way, Miss May is back. I guess we spoke her up. Because she's been back the last couple of days. Why don't you and your husband get him his medication for the 50th time, Miss May? You said you was going to support him. He said he hasn't eaten in damn near a week. Yes, tap, tap, tap until you feel the heart's tail. Guys, you know I don't care about the number at the end. Half the time I don't even notice it until I see the analytics later. I don't care about the number. I want to be on the FYF. Why? Because we are trying to prevent people from getting taken advantage of. Why I do between 6 and 9 people every day is because I want you to understand the pattern. I want your spidey senses to go off when you see somebody. Now, let's be clear. I'm not saying that everybody who's on here asking for money is a scammer or on the spectrum even. Some people end up in bad situations. But I had a new person from last night who is on there crying without a single tear, talking about how they got an eviction notice on the door, but she don't work. She don't do nothing. So people were in the comments like, well, okay, if we pay for this month, what's going to happen next month? People are starting to get it. I don't even know how I caught this picture. He was live. And sometimes I'm just click, 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 and I catch a good one. Anyway. We got another mod called The Real Phoenix, and Miss May is back. Miss May, you and your husband want to support him, right? Send him the money. Good morning. It is a happy Wednesday. Of course he's not. So, I told y'all when I brought him up the other day and I showed those crazy pictures of him, his seizure meds for a week are $30. His psych meds for a week are $35. He needed between $10 and $20 for food, and his pain patches are $50. But he knows he's not going to get them. So altogether, he wanted $135. And that's only going to take care of him for a week. And he wanted us to feel bad for him that he was only eating crackers. Now, I feel bad for anybody that's all they have for dinner. But Timothy is choosing this life. Yvonne, I questioned that too, but then some people showed me that you can be denied for Medicaid and food stamps if you have a felony, for instance. If you can't pass a rug test. Oh, Miss May is here. Hey, Miss May, would you like a box? Because I have some questions. Or you just want to be in here and listen because I said your name. Because I want to know why you haven't sent him the $135 he needs. But you modding to make sure that other people do it. You and your husband said you wanted to take care of him. He needs $135. You want to explain why you haven't sent it to him yet? At least send him the $30 for his seizure meds. Because he can't work because of his seizures. But he needs to work. So he's been doing it anyway. And he feels really, 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 really bad. And he's withdrawing from his psych meds. You might be withdrawing from the meds, sir, but you're taking other things. But like yesterday, we added a new character that he named, not me. You respectfully decline until he's awake. Why you can't go in the kitchen? Whatever. Don't go back and forth with her. Let her be here, because then maybe she'll understand how crazy it is. So, he now believes he self-diagnosed himself with split personality. That's not even what they call it anymore, and I don't mean to be disrespectful, but that's what he called it. Don't go back and forth with Miss May, y'all. Let her just be here, because if you're going back and forth with her, she's not listening. Let her listen. Why is he giving himself another diagnosis? He named his alternate Timmy, and he said he believes he has it because when he's in a difficult situation, he can't remember the details clearly. Sir, that's not split personality. That's your high. And when you're high, you can't remember jack diddly squat. I want to know the pharmacy that breaks down a 30-day supply into several days at a time, over and over and over again. Like every month, multiple times a month, for every medication he says he takes. I told y'all last time that the reason why he got a new account wasn't just because he was banned. He was trying to abandon the lies he told back then. Like the amputated leg. He actually begged for a single shoe because he said his leg was amputated. But now we don't know. Doesn't he have a new tumor in his heart and his leg? And all you worried about is $30 for seizure medication? And of course, we gotta have a special diet because we're curing our cancer with a diet. Sir, your diet isn't working because you look more sick than ever. And it's not the cancer. His sister came out again and said, it's all a lie. Miss May, go look that up. Why did you accept the mod again? If you know what you know, why are you okay being a mod? But stop going back and forth. I keep asking you to do that for a reason. You want to talk to her? Go in her DMs. I want her to listen. Right, you don't need the wheelchair anymore. Facts. If y'all keep going back and forth with her, I'm going to mute you. Because I've asked you to stop going back and forth with her. I want her to listen. Modding for him requires that you mute and block anybody he thinks that's hating. Now, if people are being funny, they're being mean, they're saying nasty things, I get it. But you're also being forced to mod the truth. Truthful questions like, why did you lie and say you amputated your leg? Why did you lie and say you had a procedure, you had open heart surgery with no scar? Why are you lying about children unaliving when you've had no children? Why are you lying about losing $1,000 in a fire when we all know you didn't have a job? Why are you lying about having this job? Because there's no way that you should be able to work without your seizure medications, and yet you have. You lied about being in the woods sleeping when we knew you were in a house. You lied about this so-called girlfriend that had hip surgery that has tried to help you out from time to time, but now suddenly, after all of this, y'all broke up. Correct. Modding is condoning his... Okay, you don't think that I will? Let me make it happen for you. Because I'm not sure. I don't understand why people don't listen. I'm dead serious. When I tell you to stop engaging with somebody, that's what I mean. Thank you, Disturbed One. You might have got to it before me. But you know why Timmy came? Timmy was created so that he could sound like he had something else wrong with him. Something else wrong with him. Split personality. And then he's like, well, I know I have bipolar for sure. And he was so upbeat. I thought, oh, well, maybe he got meds. But he claims no, nobody gave him money for meds. Did they give you money for something else, though? Because you sure were in a better mood for someone who still hasn't eaten, still hasn't gotten his meds. You sure sounded bright yesterday. Oh, that just started, Lewis. That started yesterday. His new self-diagnosis of having a split personality, and he named him Timmy. Let me just say this to you. I tell everybody there are two personalities. There's my name and my other name. My other name is Good Time Charlie. She don't worry about nothing. All is right with the world. Let's party. Let's have a good time like it's 1999. No feelings, no none of that. My real me is all a soppy mess. Hug me. I need you to love on me. I'm sensitive. I don't say I have a split personality, though. Yeah, his brain injury. Showing a scar that ain't even there, but okay. Then he goes on this political, psychological rant about how the people in the richest country in the land have to choose between food and medication. While his rant was accurate, sir, the meds and the food that you're choosing between is not coming out of a pharmacy. Stop trying to act like you are being harmed by a country that's abandoned you when you have abandoned yourself years ago. It's not the country, it's you. Because we've seen you when you're doing well. I stopped talking about you because you were doing so well. I would check in occasionally, and you were doing well. I did, Maritza. I mentioned that. His sister has come out again to say he is lying to you. The cancer he keeps quoting, he would be studied by a cancer specialist for how he has survived without treatment for this particular cancer that he says he has. But because he's a quick Google search, he probably was like, what cancer is the most dangerous of all? and he figured out how to say it, and it rolls off his lips like it's nothing. But ask him if he's in treatment. I'm dealing with it with a diet. Then the next thing you know, he's getting treatment for it. But no, I'm doing with diet. Do you know how many people have passed away by getting treatment? I do. But the one you have, and you have a tumor in your heart, but you're not going to get any care for that? Correct, Stephanie. Dang, I done went over the time. Dang it! All right. I'm moving on. Oh, Faye is live. I bet you she ain't sub only. I'm sorry. I can't let her go another day. I can't. She's another one with the stories to beg. Tap, tap, tap. I'm not going to keep you long. She's another one with the stories. So, of course, we had to tell the story about our narcissistic family that was jealous of you, and they made it toxic, and you had to leave. Okay. Why does this generation think that they can pick up and leave because they don't like a situation, but strangers are obligated to keep them good? When you decide that you're adult enough to leave, then you're adult enough to take care of yourself. When she couldn't make it famous in LA because she says that she knew she was meant to be somebody famous as a child. Don't we all think that? Don't we all think, you watch people on TV who've made it big and you think, I'll do that. I'm going to be somebody special. We all think that, Carla. That's not unique to you. Yeah, when you get older, you realize that being famous isn't all that it's cracked up to be. But we all think we're going to be special in some way. We're going to stand out. Somebody has to work at McDonald's because I want to eat it when I want to eat it. Somebody has to be the janitor. Somebody has to be the nurse. Somebody has to be what? The bus driver. Somebody has to drive the truck to bring my product from China to here. Somebody has to work at Walmart. So we are not all destined for fame, stardom, and riches. Somebody got to make the wig that keeps Beyonce flying when she's going from one side of the stage to the other. But we all, growing up, don't think that's going to be us. Did you go out to LA thinking that you were going to be a star, and that's when you ended up in the sexual industry? Because she self-reported that, by the way. I didn't go look to see if she made videos. She did that all on her own. So, the family, of course, was toxic. The father was overbearing because he was from the military. Anybody who's had a military father knows that they tend to run a tight ship. She didn't appreciate the fact that he had trackers on the car that was his that she was driving. Did your lifestyle provide him with concern? But you had to get out of there. It was toxic. He was narcissistic. It's funny. My therapist said to me one time, she's so sick of TikTok because people will hear a word and now everybody's narcissistic. Everybody's narcissistic. You don't like somebody, they're narcissistic. They don't agree with you, they're narcissistic. That's a diagnosis, y'all. So now she's saying that people are jealous of her joy and the support she has. Again, Ma'am, you couldn't pay me enough to switch lives with you. And you still have a lot of life to live. You're only 27. I'm on the back end of life. You are still on the uptick. And I still wouldn't switch lives with you. Nobody is jealous. I don't talk about you because I'm jealous that you have to get on this app and beg, and you have to use God to do it. But it was interesting because she did a lot less talking about God yesterday. It was all about her inner joy and her peace. My question is this. She said that when she has extra, she gives to the homeless. She even was like sometimes 20, 30, 50. I almost called her a bee. How do you have extra? Where is your extra from? Because you are getting money from people on TikTok. Where do you have extra that you could give to other people? Can somebody answer that for me? How dare you give anything to anybody else when people are supporting you? Did they say to you, and take some of this and help somebody else so that then I got to send you more money the next day for your hotel room? Yeah, giving somebody a donut once fixes everything else in your life. That makes you a giving person. Then she started going off because she's been staying at other hotels, but she had a little extra and decided to buy a tea for her health. Won't go to a damn doctor, but has expensive supplements. None of it has fixed you enough to get a job, though. So she's in there, and she always sends her boxes to a hotel, whether she's there or not. Puppy, calm down, okay? So she gets there and her package comes a day early because clearly she's moving back to this hotel because she can't handle the mold from the hotel that had the kitchen. She gets there and they're like, you haven't been staying here? Why you expect to get a package here? And she's literally like, and I'm shocked because what's the problem? They only want to accept packages for people who are there. Thank your algorithm, chill. Thank your algorithm, okay? Watch her a few times. She'll start popping up. Why are you flabbergasted that a hotel doesn't want to accept a package from somebody who is not on the list? Because then they become responsible. But apparently they did have the package. I wish they had sent it back. Because that's their policy. If the person isn't staying in the hotel, send it back. But she found a reason to get back there. She found a reason to get back there. It is a master class. Thank you, Lewis. It is absolutely a master class in bad acting. But I like how you stopped using God. Because on Friday, I'm going to have some scriptures for you holy rollers. Y'all, if you guys do read the Bible, read Proverbs 30. It clearly tells you, there's a scripture in Proverbs 30 that discusses the fact that he says that I pray not to be rich or to be poor, but to get my daily needs. This one is looking for stardom, and she's going to ride the holy roller wave until she thinks she's going to get there. Don't play with God. Don't play with God. Okay? That's my advice for you. Especially not while I'm present, cuz I'm going to call you out every single time. And that's it for me today. I appreciate you all being here. I appreciate you tapping. Anybody who sends a gift, thank you very much. I appreciate it. You know it is not necessary, but it just lets me know that you appreciate what I do, and so I thank you for it. We had some serious revelations the other night. Anybody who has been hurt, I am sorry. Sometimes we lose our way, and we have to find our way back. It was illuminating, to say the least. I hope people who have been fighting because they thought it was something and now they've understood the truth can let some of the anger go. Let's get back to the community that we hear about. I wasn't around when that community existed. I want to get back there. And again, I don't want to go back to what it was, because it can never go back to what it was. But I want our new sense where we're supporting each other, because we're all doing it for the right reasons. If you don't know how to let it go, come to my page. I have a letting it go that you can screenshot and use. I realize that the voiceover language may be blocking out a part of it. If you want, thank you, Sherry, Ecclesiastes 2, 18 to 21 might help you. If you want the page without the words on it, hit me up. I'll email it to you. If you can't let go of some of the things that have happened on this app, use it. Because I want us to get to a place where we're able to support each other. We're not questioning reasons. We're not doing things behind backs. For what? If we're all here to get the scammers, beggars, liars, manipulators off the hap, then we should be ready to support each other. But we can only do that when I can trust you. If I don't trust you, I'm not going to be there. Good morning.
Some groups that are keeping more drama up than anything.
I'm sorry, what, Joanne?
We've got some groups that are keeping drama up more than anything.
That is true. But the goal is to get past that.
I mean, they're
And I'm
blocking
going to use,
people just for sharing their live to certain people.
well, I can't tell anybody else how to run their platform. If they don't
Right.
want their platform shared, don't share it. That's their choice. I don't think TikTok will be gone in September. I really don't. I think it's too popular. It's being used for too much. I don't think that it's going to be gone in September. I think what has happened up till now is what's going to continue to happen. It's my understanding that they are moving the American servers to America, and that some other company will be in charge of said servers. And I think that's all that's going to happen. But I don't think that we are going to notice much difference. It actually, I think we will find that we're going to be more suppressed than ever, because now that it's going to be in control of the people here, Who knows? But it's not going away. It's too much. It's not going away. They're going to compromise to keep it. America makes TikTok more money than any place else. They're not going to let this go. But I want to end there because I keep pushing y'all past the 9:30 mark. I appreciate you. I love you guys. You guys motivate me. When I woke up this morning, I was like, I'm going back to sleep. Then I was like, wait a minute. No, it's Wednesday morning. You're not going back to sleep. So I've been awake since 3:30, my normal time. Please hug your loved ones because tomorrow isn't promised. And please do a minute of self-care if that's all you have time for. It's important. You can't be anything to anybody else, whether it's your family, friends, work, whatever, if you aren't taking care of you. And part of that is self-care, whatever that looks like to you. I appreciate you guys. I will either see you in the streets or I will see you Friday morning. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I'm out.